So I mean, these are the issues that we're facing with the media. They're very, very serious, and this idea that you can cover Iraq from the green zone, that you can cover it going to the green zone press office and the press briefings, that you can talk to the Maliki regime and get the story, is really problematic. I want to leave you with an anecdote, and then I'll open it up for questions. But during the past few months, and this has coincided with the presidential debates, the fact that Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki has been saying that we won't accept an extended presence of troops. Right now, they're talking about how he's driving a hard bargain during negotiations. This has gotten quite a bit of attention. But starting in early 2007, Riyad Jarrar and I started writing stories about the Iraqi parliament. They're the only ones who have been elected. Remember the purple fingers? These are the elected representatives of this Potemkin democracy we've created. And we started writing about the fact that there was a majority of those in the Iraqi parliament, a majority of those elected in this new democracy, who were demanding a full withdrawal of U.S. troops within 12 months. This is a story that essentially has gone uncovered. You could read about it in the 18th paragraph of one New York Times article. And a reader of mine sent the article to James Glantz, who is the New York Times Baghdad bureau chief. And I want to read James Glantz's response because I think it's really instructive. As usual with the blogs, this one starts out by criticizing the only people here on the ground reporting, newspapers and other media outlets, then relies completely on it to explain what is and is not happening. We did quote mainstream sources. We also, he's talking about a story that had interviews with 5 members of the Iraqi parliament from different parties, Shia, Sunni, and Kurds, right? But he just couldn't see that. And then he goes on, it's a little pathetic, but if it gives a rush to someone sitting on his bum in Berkeley or someplace, it's fine with me. It just happens to shed no light on the situation. Only reporting from the scenes does that. Now, the thing that I find so striking about this, it's a valid criticism for me. I've never been to Baghdad. But I just want you to have a sense of who he's talking about when he says, I mean, first of all, the idea that he would say this, given that it was okay for the New York Times to write all of these stories, run all these stories by Judith Miller sitting on her butt in New York, maybe not Berkeley, but besides that, I write with Riyad Jarrar because I recognize that I don't know Iraq very well. And Riyad Jarrar, who Glantz dismisses as someone sitting on his bum in Berkeley or someplace, was born and raised in Baghdad. He lived there through the first Gulf War, through shock and awe, through the first 3 years of the occupation. He was the country director of the only door-to-door casualty survey done in 2003. Then he established a local Iraqi grassroots organization that carried out reconstruction projects in 10 Iraqi cities. He's now in D.C., where he consults with the Out of Iraq caucus, and he's a liaison to the United Nations Iraqi delegation. So this is James Glantz refusing to accept information from somebody who he doesn't consider a serious commentator. And I mean, just so you understand, James Glantz was a science writer until the attacks of September 11th. He doesn't speak Arabic. He first went to Baghdad in 2004 with a background as a science writer. So this kind of hubris is typical in the media, of course. We love to make fun of them, but it has very, very serious consequences when it comes to matters of war and peace. And you can see that very clearly with this story about the death toll in Iraq. So let me open it up for questions.
Did you make Glantz aware of who your co-author was, just for fun?
No, but this will get to him.
Yeah, I might. just have to send it off.
I'll send you an email. Yeah.
This is last week's news, but did you see the study of the light patterns in Baghdad that's been done?
No.
You've been sick.
Yes.
So as I
No,
understand
I've been obsessed with Sarah Palin.
I thought that was my job, but as I understand it, somebody else, again, scientists, I think it's peer-reviewed, just did a study using satellite images and light patterns from before and after the surge, and what they discovered is that it's ethnic cleansing. I mean, that they at least are showing that the neighborhoods that have gotten better because of the surge, in fact, got cleansed of Shia-Sunni conflicts before the surge began and all the dead people that you're talking about. And that's what happened. So it's another example. And this was actually the LA Times covered, I think it was the LA Times blog, in the last week. So it just goes to support what you